Welcome back to the Mind Body Business Podcast, the first podcast of 2026. I'm so excited. Today we are talking about who you are being, your identity, responsibility, and choosing who you are now. And responsibility is the biggest thing, right? Talking today about taking responsibility for yourself fully, 100% of the time, you are responsible for everything that happens to you, always, forever. And this is responsibility really in the sense of ownership, because when you look at your life, your choices, your patterns, and the way that you're moving through the world in your just every day-to-day life or in your business, there is one place where everything begins. And that place is your sense of self, your identity, who you believe you are, how you relate to yourself, what you assume is actually possible for you. That's a big one. That's a big one. And that was me saying, I don't think I'm ever going to do this, right? That's the root of everything. Identity is the root of everything. Welcome to the Mind Body Business Podcast. I'm your host, Jane Bellante. And this show is about what happens when you stop separating your life, your work, and your well-being, and start leading all of it from truth. Each episode will explore the connection between your thoughts, your body, and your business, so you can create a life and success that actually feels good. Let's get started. So I want to start with a question, and I'm going to come back to this question again and again today. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Not your roles, not your history, not what other people expect from you. Who are you underneath all of that? So let's dive in. And let's ask an even deeper question here. And that question is, what is your soul purpose? What are you here for? And if you don't know what you're here for, you're not giving yourself enough space. You're not tapping into your higher self. And I get it. I 100% get it. Michelle, if you're not understanding what your soul purpose is, you're not giving yourself enough space to understand it. You're not tapping into your higher self. There's too much noise around us. I get it. I mean, it's just insane, right? There's too much input. There's too much doing. There's too much pressure to keep moving. Lonnie. So if you don't know what you're here for, it's usually because you're not giving yourself the conditions to hear it. And purpose doesn't show up through effort or efforting or doing, right? It shows up through presence. It's that thing that you keep thinking about, the thing that you wish you could do, that thing you feel drawn to without needing to explain it. And that isn't random. That's not random. That's intuition. And intuition doesn't get louder or more clear when you're hustling harder. It gets more clear when you stop overriding it, when you let yourself slow down enough to hear it. And if this is resonating with you, hit that share button, really and truly. If this is resonating with you, it's resonating with others. It will resonate with others. Hit that share button and invite somebody in. Invite somebody in because this is how we begin to change lives together. And because we're talking about being 100% responsible 100% of the time today, taking responsibility for yourself means recognizing that no one else, not anyone else, no one else can create the internal space required for your own clarity. And the thing that we do is we search externally for this all the time. In fact, that's literally why we pick up our phone and start scrolling. We are hoping that that answer is just going to show up. So no one else can actually slow your mind down. No one else can listen inwardly for you, and no one else can decide what matters to you. And I know that you're saying, yeah, well, I tried to meditate, but it doesn't work for me, right? But that's because you're not doing it right. So this is your work, and it's not passive. It's a choice that you get to make again and again and again, and you will have to make again and again and again, because we always fall back into our old patterns. I was so sick over Christmas. I mean, in fact, it lasted like 2 weeks. I was literally taken to the depths of my soul from this sickness. It was terrible. I missed everything, and that's like, I'm not boohoo me. It's just like, it gave me this clarity. It gave me this clarity. Who am I? You know, am I somebody that is grateful for my health only when I'm healthy? Right? Hey, Pam. Or let me rephrase that. Only when I'm unhealthy. Am I grateful for my health only when I'm unhealthy? Right? And I was literally just taken like to my knees. All I did was lay on the couch for 2 weeks, watched a lot of TV, right? But this also allowed me to slow down. I did a lot of meditating and a lot of understanding of self. And we operate from this divine masculine energy, this force, this hustle. This is who we are trained to be. Hey, Pam. It's who we're trained to be, right? Gotta get in, gotta force, gotta be everywhere all the time. And we sit in this just ball of anxiety all the time. It's so gross. So gross. And when you're sitting in this divine masculine energy more often than sitting in the divine feminine energy, which I'll talk about in a minute, we have this just massive imbalance. We're pushing all the time. We're trying to prove ourselves all the time. Trying to prove ourselves. I'm good enough. I'm good enough. Somebody please see me. I'm good enough. Somebody see me. I'm good enough. Right? Competing with everybody else, even though they have no idea they're being competed with. This is all in your head, right? We're trying to stay ahead. Gotta force, gotta post every single day. I can't miss a day. Gotta keep up. And force feels like it's active, but in reality, it's totally draining. It leads to full burnout. I've seen it time and again with myself. And I've seen it time and again with people that I'm coaching. So if we're being 100% responsible for what it is that we are attracting 100% of the time, we need to understand who we're being. So if we look at divine feminine energy, this actually comes from embodiment. And this energy doesn't compete. It doesn't need validation. And it comes from being like actually anchored in who you are. And when you're rooted in yourself, you don't need to measure yourself against other people. You know who the F you are. You don't need to defend your choices. You don't need to explain why something matters to you. That kind of power does not come from hustle. It comes from alignment. Yes, you have to do stuff in your business in order to make money. Yes. But if you're doing it from that divine masculine of force, of proving, of comparison, you're going to keep manifesting the same things in your life over and over and over and over. So when you are embodying the real you, the actual you, underneath all the hype, all the comparison, all the hustle, all the struggle, you can become free of this fear that leads you into comparison, and it leads you into these internal power struggles. I don't know who I am. I'm confused. I'm not sure what I should be doing right now. And I get this. I get this, right? This is what I did all the time. Why is no one seeing me? Why isn't anybody seeing that I'm good enough? I wasn't validating myself. I was not embodying the divine, powerful, amazing self that I am, that you are. We all are. So when that fear is running the show, we are always looking outside of ourselves for reference. What are they doing? Am I behind? Am I enough? And that divine feminine power embodied, you would never ask, am I enough? Do I fit in? Am I worthy? You just know. So when you're asking, am I enough? Am I worthy? Do I fit in? It's just conditioning. I mean, think about the conditioning that we live in on a day-to-day basis, that social media that we keep getting on and keep scrolling. And like when you're scrolling, how are you feeling in your body? That anxiety starts to creep up. And if you keep listening to that, you will never, ever reach that place of peace. You will never, ever fit in. You will never, ever be good enough. Social conditioning does not end. You're never going to win if you keep trying to fit in here. Is this resonating with you? Is this resonating with you? I invite you to share it if it is. Because there's always another standard, always another expectation, always, always another way to feel like you're falling short, you're behind, you're not good enough. So at some point, responsibility becomes a decision. Is this making sense? Let me know. If you are here live, I want to hear from you. Put it in the comments. I want to hear from you. I want you to stop hiding. This is where identity matters. Do you continue giving that voice authority over you? Do you? Or do you start to reclaim it for yourself? Identity isn't something you wait to arrive at. It's literally something you choose. It is something you choose. One person put in the comments. I know there's more people here than that. Is it making sense? Stop hiding. Start embodying. If you have been living as someone who feels limited, constrained, or powerless, it's so, so, so important to ask, is that who I actually am? Is that who I actually am? Or is that who I have been practicing? Identity is actually reinforced through repetition. It's the thoughts that you return to again and again and again, and you don't even question if they're true or not. It's the stories that you tell yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to make any money. I'm never going to be healthy. I'm never going to blah, 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 blah. It's your own behaviors that you justify. Oh, let me just go on and start scrolling and drooling and scrolling and drooling and scrolling and drooling, right? And if you want to understand who you're being, you don't need to analyze your past. You don't have to keep bringing it up over and over and over because that just helps you solidify and repeat the patterns. You can just look at what you're choosing today. And detaching from past evidence is part of this. Hey, Connie. Not pretending it didn't happen, not denying it mattered, right? Detaching means it no longer defines you. You don't keep referencing this past you as proof of what's possible. You don't keep using it as a reason to keep staying the same. Because that pattern will never end unless you interrupt it. So at some point, you decide. You are responsible for deciding that what's behind you doesn't get to dictate what comes next. Yeah, Pam says, detaching gives me freedom. Yes. And you feel that in your body. When you make that decision, something shifts. You stop walking backwards while at the same time moving forwards. See how that never happens, or that never going to happen? Never going to allow it if you keep walking backwards while trying to move forward at the same time. It's not going to happen. Liz. So this is also the idea of where being a victim shows up, because victimhood is not an identity that you're born with. It's actually a position that you step into when you believe you have no agency. And I'm not saying you haven't been a victim of something. Certainly, we live in this world where that happens continually, right? But you can acknowledge pain without letting it control you, without letting you take you down. Who the F are you? You can recognize difficulty without letting it define you. Right? Am I right? Am I right here? Do you feel this in your body? Am I right? Yes. Responsibility means recognizing where choice actually exists. And choice doesn't mean everything's easy. Life isn't meant to be easy. We are meant to come here and grow. And you don't just do that by sitting around. Choice means you're no longer handing your power to circumstances, history, or conditioning. So I'm going to ask you again, who are you? Who do you choose to be? This is the first Monday of 2026. Who do you choose to be? You want to see a difference in how this year plays out for you? Who are you being? Not someday, not when this and this and this happens, then I'll be able to do this. Now. Yes, Liz. We do not have to be victims. We can be creators of our own lives. We have to be creators of our own lives. Guess what? You're already creating your own life. Everything that you do, every way that you are being, you look around you and you see it reflected back to you. So when you notice something standing in the way of life, business, whatever you want, I want you to ask yourself, what is preventing me from moving forward? Literally ask yourself this. What's preventing me from having the life or the business that I want right now? And when you get the answer, and you have to be quiet in order to get the answer, I want you to then ask, is this true? And I don't mean emotionally true. I don't mean just familiar because the past repeats itself all the time until it doesn't, right? Until you choose not to let it repeat. Is this actually true? And most of the time, what stops us is not reality, it's belief. And belief can be questioned, right? Belief can be questioned. And this is where the I am statement becomes very, very, very important. It's not an affirmation, it's an actual identity statement. I am someone who chooses self respect. I am someone who listens inward. I am someone who acts from clarity. I am the business owner of my dreams. I am the person who has amazing relationships. I am perfect health. You become that now. You don't wait. And then you practice. And you don't need to do everything at once, right? One step is enough. One choice that aligns with who you're choosing to be is enough. That's how identity begins to shift. You're rewiring that into your brain. And most of us say that we're waiting for conditions to change. I need more time. I got to wait until I have more money. I got to wait till I'm more confident. But the external world, the 3D world that we can see, feel, and touch, it responds to who you're being. That makes sense? It responds to who you're being. The quickest way to understand your current identity is to look at what you're attracting and what you're allowing in your life right this second, right now. That is feedback. And we don't judge ourselves for it. It's just like, I guess that makes sense. Right? It's information. And when you change who you're being, the reflection changes. What is reflected around you begins to change. And this does require embodiment of self-love. Can you say to yourself right this second, I love myself for everything that I am, every dimple I have on my legs, every scar I have on my stomach, every person I've been in the past. Can you say to yourself, I love you and mean it? Can you? Put it in the comments. I want to know. Can you say that to yourself? I'm waiting. The self-love does not require perfection. It requires honesty. Being specific about what you want. Being so honest about what you're tolerating in life, even though you literally hate it. I adore me. That's awesome, Liz. What are you tolerating? What no longer fits in your life or your business that you're just tolerating? And being 100% responsible 100% of the time means acting on that honesty. Hey, Royce. Yeah. Liz says, I adore all the parts. They make me real. Right? We aren't robots. So as you contemplate everything that I just said, and if you're just hopping on, I implore you, go back and listen. I want to return to the original question. Who are you? Who the F are you? Are you a victim? And will you let that continue? Who are you? Not who you've been, not who you were told to be. Who are you choosing to be now? Pam says, I am worthy. Yeah. But do you love yourself? Who do you choose to be now? Because that unworthiness is going to pop up all the time. And do you sit in that unworthiness, or do you go, no, F you? I love myself. I am the business owner of my dreams. I am perfect health. I am blah, 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 blah. You claim it. You begin to embody it. And what is that one step that you can take today that actually reflects that choice? That's enough. That's how things change. Callie. And I want to invite you into 3 different ways that you can work with me so that you can begin to embody, so that you can detach from all of your patterns, so that you can walk into that I am statement with so much clarity and so much confidence. And the first way I want to tell you about is my Limitless Creators Lab. Each month in the lab, I am taking you through one powerful theme. This month, it is the power of possibility. There are things that you need to do, looking through the training. Next week, there'll be a meditation. We get to come together and create art journals together, all while working with this power of possibility theme. That's the Limitless Lab. If you really and truly want to understand your identity, who you are being, my course, Manifest Through Identity, will guide you there. And don't just buy the course and be like, this is going to change my life, and then don't do it. This course brings you so much clarity if you're committed to it. That is Manifest Through Identity. If you are here and you have a business and you want that business to be different in 2026, I am starting a new round of Ignite tonight. And so Ignite is 6 months learning identity, branding, vision, and visibility. I am going to post these links right now. Get in. Stop spinning your wheels. Stop leaning into victim identity. This is not who you truly are. You are powerful. You are so, so, so worthy. Let's start embodying that, because that intuition of the kind of life you should have, the kind of business you should have, it is there for a reason. It is there because it is meant for you. You just need to reach out and take it. You are 100% responsible 100% of the time. You are 100% worthy 100% of the time. Okay, and I just want to take 2 seconds to let you know about my amazing sponsor for this podcast, Tendril and Thistle. And I will have, actually, I can put this in right now. If you put code Limitless10, you'll get 10% off. Tendril and Thistle invites you to slow down just for a moment and reconnect with yourself. And each self-care invitation is a small act of restoration combined with comforting, handcrafted, pure essential oil blends and naturally derived ingredients to meet you right where you are. So whether you're beginning your day, whether you're actually allowing yourself to pause for a breath, tending to your body, or unwinding into rest, these simple, mindful moments remind you that care doesn't need to be elaborate to be meaningful. And I am going to post the link, put Limitless10 in at checkout, just for listeners of this podcast. So let's step into 2026 as the person that we wish to be, that we know we really are, but we're not allowing ourselves to be. And if you are still here with me right now, live in the comments, put your commitment to this in the comments right now. Put it in right now. Who are you? I'd love to see this I am statement. I am. Put it in the comments right now. Put it in the comments. And if you are so unsure of who you are, That course, Manifestation Through Identity, will help you find it out. And the Limitless Lab will give you the support that you need monthly. It's not about the doing. It's not about the doing. It's about the knowing and the being. If you are still here, give me an I am statement. Let me know if this is resonating with you. And above all, share this. Because together we can make this difference for more than just us, for more than the people that are just here. We can make a difference. We can help people stop being victims, stop being small, stop feeling small, stop living in anxiety every second of every day. I'm waiting for those comments. I am waiting. And I know that I'm going to see you in the lab. I'm going to see you in that Manifest Through Identity course. I'm going to see you in Ignite. Ignite will change your life. It will change your business. It's a 6-month program. It is a commitment. Manifest Through Identity is a self-study, and this is where you need to be committed for yourself. Actually make the change. Okay, so Roy says, I'm thinking it's hard to sum it up in one statement, so how about we just put I am and then state your name and then put limitless. I am Jane Bellante and I am limitless. Let's see this in the comments. And let's really make 2026 the year that we wish for it to be. Not starting and stopping and repeating everything again. Let's actually make the change. Okay? So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for sharing this on Facebook, in your groups, on your page. Yes, I am Royce Hunt and I am limitless. Shout that. Shout it. Feel it in your body. Embody that. Share this. Let's change lives. Let's do it together. If you want to work with me, there are 3 ways that you can do that right this second. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be a disruptor. I'm so grateful to interrupt this robot mind that we are living in so that we can truly live embodied self-love, embodied abundance, embodied peace, embodied best business we could ever have. I'm grateful to be here. And I know that I will see you when it's right for you. Have a wonderful week. I may or may not be here next week. I'm flying to Maui on Thursday. I will try to record a video and I'll see you then. Have a great week, everyone.